Captain America is just iconic, okay? We all know who Captain America is, especially after the MCU. If you didn't know, there's actually more than just Steve Rogers, okay? Or Bucky Barnes, or Falcon, but there's a whole bunch of captains. All right, so let's talk about them, shall we? And at 10, Ian Rogers. When Steve Rogers got trapped in Dimension Z, he rescued a baby boy while he was trapped there. Since time moves faster in Dimension Z, he ended up raising that boy for over 10 years. Sharon Carter ended up raising him for the remainder of his childhood when she got trapped in Dimension Z after going there to rescue Steve, but the boy was the son of Armin Zola, but saw Steve Rogers and Sharon Carter as his parents. His birth name was Leopold Zola, but he goes by Ian Rogers, the true name that his father gave him. By the time he left Dimension Z, he was a full-grown adult. Then he took on the name Nomad and partnered with Sam Rogers, but he does at one point become Captain America as well, I think. And even if he doesn't, he's basically, he's like Cap's adoptive son, so you know what? It's like Patriot adjacent. And at 9, Super Soldier. Super Soldier is fairly evidently, well, I say evidently, but I guess you wouldn't really know that. It's actually a combination of Clark Kent and Steve Rogers. First being introduced in Marvel vs. DC #3 from 1996, during World War II, government scientists were working on a super soldier formula that would transform a man into much more, into some sort of human weapon using cellular samples of an alien corpse. Clark Kent volunteers for the super soldier program and they administer the formula, as well as a good chunk of solar radiation. This mixture gave Clark Kent incredible abilities, including all those of Captain America and Superman. Super strength, heat vision, flight. Now known as Super Soldier, Kent wields the Superman logo as his shield. In March of 1942, Super Soldier fought Ultra Metallo, a robot sent by Lex Luthor to aid Germany in winning the war by killing Clark, but the fight started in Washington, D.C. and ended above the northern Atlantic Ocean, when Clark sacrificed himself to take down the robot, sinking them both into the icy depths. Jimmy Olsen was one of the few witnesses of this event and instead reported that Super Soldier had retired after America had declared that the war was won. 50 years later, the body was thawed out in JLA #4, that stands for Judgment League Avengers, and Clark joined the Judgment League Avengers as its leader. And at 8, Zombie Cap. Colonel America's life before the onslaught of the zombie plague of Earth 2149 remains largely undisclosed, but it is reasonable to assume that it paralleled the experience of Captain America from 616. Aside from the evident difference in rank, the only other deviation from 616 is that Colonel America assumed the role of President of the United States, akin to his ultimate counterpart. Although his presidency was cut short before completing a full term, tragically he succumbed to the zombie infection and became part of the Zombie Galacti, only to meet a gruesome fate when his brains were violently extracted by Red Skull. Here's a fun fact: such a high percentage of US presidents have been assassinated that it is considered the deadliest job in the world. Yep, Cap isn't changing that. However, his story took an unexpected turn as he found himself transplanted into the body of T'Challa, the son of Black Panther. The circumstances surrounding this transformation and the ensuing consequences for Colonel America in his new form are yet to be fully revealed, but yeah, that's a whole load of crazy. Gotta love zombies. And at 7, Soldier Supreme. After acquiring the Infinity Stones, Gamora harnessed their power to trap the souls of the universe within the Soul Gem. To further subdue the inhabitants, she folded the universe in half, causing every soul to merge with another and giving rise to the Warp World, a pocket dimension where history was rewritten and adapted to accommodate the fused beings. Basically, like the Marvel vs. DC, but just with Marvel characters. Within Warp World, Doctor Strange and Captain America were combined, forming the enigmatic Soldier Supreme. In this altered reality, during the height of World War II, the meek Stephen Rogers volunteered for an experimental procedure to become a super soldier in the US Army, but unbeknownst to him, the scientist Morgan Erskine, who presented herself as the creator of the Super Soldier Serum, actually employed a mystical ritual that granted Stephen enhanced physical abilities and access to potent sorcery. Following Erskine's ultimate demise at the hands of spies from the opposition, because you know you can't say that word, can't say the NA word, her true nature was discovered. Although disheartened by her methods, the military saw promise in Stephen's transformation and he assumed the mantle of Soldier Supreme. And at 6, Roberta Mendez. Roberta Mendez on Earth 2329-1 was the wife of Alchemax operative 1940 and was forcibly exposed to the super soldier serum, transforming her into Captain America. Unaware of her dual identity, Roberta led Alchemax's Avengers. During an attack at her home by the Specialist, Roberta transformed into Captain America and defeated him, but couldn't prevent his self-death. The following day, Alchemax CEO Miguel Stone assigned the team to investigate Martin Hargood, suspected of hiring Specialist. They tracked Hargood to Latvian cuisine, where he argued with John Eisenhart, who revealed himself as the Hulk, and attacked the team when they refused to leave. The confrontation spilled outside, where they encountered the Hulk's allies, the Defenders. But yeah, this whole world is crazy. But yeah, there you go. That's Captain America for you. Roberta Mendez. Earth 20, just a lot of numbers. Halfway through into number 5, Captain Carter. I feel like you're all gonna know this one. Captain Margaret Elizabeth Peggy Carter was a distinguished Avenger and founding member of the Illuminati, the Marvel Illuminati, YouTube, relax. Playing a crucial role in the Infinity War of 2018, she fought valiantly against Thanos and aided in his defeat during the Battle of Titan. In the aftermath, when Doctor Strange utilized the Darkhold for dreamwalking, resulting in a threat of multiversal incursion, Carter, along with the Illuminati, voted in favor of executing him to safeguard the universe. In the years that followed, Carter found herself presiding over a hearing concerning an alternate version of Doctor Strange, who was apprehended by Baron Mordo on suspicions of posing a similar danger to the reality. Before the vote could be finalized and condemn this alternate Strange to death, their headquarters was attacked by the Scarlet Witch, who ended up killing Carter with her own shield and, you know, pulled a science class and kind of just severed her torso from her legs. Yeah, very confusing considering how I'm pretty sure Cap has actually caught that multiple times, but I guess it wasn't being thrown by magic, so yeah. And at 4, Commander A. In an alternate future of Earth 1183-1, Commander A, a genetically enhanced version of Captain America named Kyoshi Morales, was called upon by the Contemplator alongside 4 other Captain Americas from different time periods. They were summoned because someone was erasing Captain Americas across the multiverse, a dangerous act that would unleash an entropic wave leading to the destruction of all realities. Commander A and his fellow Captain Americas were transported to the 21st century America, the time and place where the erasures were occurring, and together they confronted and fought against forces behind the erasing of Americas, facing off against the character known as Americommand, which is just lazy naming. Come on, Americommand? Dude, that's just the government. Getting close to the end into number 3, the Captain. Leaving a pineapple on his doorstep for Ted Mosby, oh wait, sorry, wrong Captain, my bad. In the midst of the Battleworld conflict, Stephen engaged in a brutal confrontation with the Wolverine clan, ultimately emerging victorious. Arcade, however, taunted Stephen, provoking his wrath. In a swift act of retaliation, Stephen trapped Arcade within the formidable jaws of the Devil Dinosaur. However, his actions attracted the attention of God Emperor Doom and Sheriff Strange, who summoned him for judgment. If you can't tell, this world is kinda nuts. Stephen pleaded on behalf of Steve, revealing that in order to secure Bucky's freedom, Steve had been tasked with venturing into the Greenland domain and assassinating the Red King. Sent on this mission, Steve encountered ferocious monsters, but was saved from their onslaught by Hulk. It's a mess, okay? Basically, I'm pretty sure this one is just, I forget what age it was. I feel like it's a dinosaur one, okay? I think it is. Just read it if you really want to know, because I can't explain it. It's so confusing. Penultimately, in at number 2, Vamp Cap. Steven Rogers of Earth 3931 was a member of the Avengers, but became a vampire during World War II after being infected by Baron Blood. This transformation granted him new powers, and he used this newfound ability to turn his fellow heroes into enslaved minions. Gotta love America. The Exiles, a team tasked with fixing alternate realities, encountered Rogers and faced a vampirized Sunfire who had been influenced by him. One by one, the Exiles team members were killed, and Rogers himself was decapitated by Mimic using Wolverine's claws. Despite this seemingly fatal blow, Rogers miraculously survived by reattaching his head to his body. Eventually, Sunfire was cured of her vampirism and retaliated, annihilating Rogers and the remnants of his team. But yeah, Vampire Captain. Oh my god. And finally, in at number 1, Captain Americat. Not even joking. Captain America has a remarkable ability to adapt to different realities within the multiverse, even in the more eccentric corners of it. Here we go. Take for instance the Earth of Spider-Ham, where Steve Rogers is a feline counterpart known as Steve Mouser or Captain Americat. While his escapades may possess a more lighthearted and whimsical tone compared to other versions of Cap because it's a freaking Earth of animals, in this alternate universe, he fearlessly basically protects his world with feline grace and is still a Captain America, but as a cat. But he does have catnip craving villains, which is just the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever talked about. I've talked about a turtle who has a connection to the Speed Force, but Captain America as a goddamn cat? Man, no, okay? Cats are Red Skull. It's as simple as that. Cats are always trying to kill you. So I don't know why they made him a cat, but I guess it was for the pun. Captain America dog doesn't really roll off the tongue as well. But oh well. If you want to see more versions of other people, be sure you click the video that's popping up on screen. I hope it's a different versions. If it's not, this is gonna be real weird.